All right. Looks like we're good to go here. Um, new module day. New module day. You can't really see them because they're sort of stripped, but over yonder, there's two of them actually. One is this guy right here. This is the dope for A119 external input module, and then this is just a clock divider that I subbed out for an old clock divider. The input is kind of the big thrust for today. So the theory, you know what? Let's do a thing. Let's move you just a little closer so that you can actually get sort of a decent view. There. Okay. So this cable is the Rhodes coming in. So the nice thing is you set the input gain, and it also has a gate out and an envelope out. So it has both, which is kind of cool. So it'll fire a gate once it gets above the threshold, and then it'll fire an envelope also. Plus you have audio outs, and it has a ton of gain, as I've already noticed, because it easily handled the Rhodes. So I'm sort of curious just right away, what does that sound like when we just run the Rhodes through the mixer? Well, now ain't that just dreamy? Francisco! Ain't that dreamy? Dang, that sounds good. That sound real good. Sounds real good. You know what I mean? It's real nice, real nice. And that's just with basic reverb and delay. So yeah, okay, awesome. It does an awesome job. Cool. Here is the question. So this is the first thing. This is what I wanted to try last week, Sunday, and I realized as soon as I started hooking up the patch that it wasn't going to work. Strictly because of how the signal flow is going with my setup here, it would have caused massive amounts of really, really horrible feedback that would have probably killed us all. But it's true. Killing us all. No. So now instead we have a direct signal. Now here's the other thing, right? Here's the other thing, right? Right. So here's the other thing. Let me unhook this. Let's use a better cable. It makes a little bit more sense from it's kind of operating under the signal flow here. So the red is the signal in. So then what we do is we take this here gate out, and we bring that to the capture button. You with me? See? Because that way, anything you play is going to get recorded. And theoretically, like, overdubbed and stuff. But not my voice. Because if I take my goofball headphone cable that I've got sitting here, and I run that in, it's taking all of the audio. Which was, of course, that was the issue from, before. So now that's not the problem. Let's see how this sounds. I have the R bar hooked up. It's all ready to go here. I didn't even bother unhooking it from yesterday. Although my mixer is a shambles. It's a shambles, I tell you. Dang, man. Jeez, just zero your mixer for once. Dang. Bro. Okay. So, let's see. Is that it? I think that's it. Oh, no, we need to cycle the playhead, of course. We need to get this guy wiggling and jiggling. So let's just do a slow-ish LFO. Hey, Worm. All right. So let's try this. Let's see what happens. The volume's too high. That is for sure. Threshold needs to be lower. Oh, God. We need to put the pitch at center. Heh. I knew I was going to do that. Okay. Threshold a little bit less so it fires a gate a little bit more reliably. It's also not in tune. It's annoying. It's not in tune when the knob is at noon. I have to tweak it just. That's pretty good. Okay. So then, okay, let's go even lower then. Let's keep it kind of low here. Okay, I need something else going on here then. I know in the R bar there is a way to leave your recording like off so it starts up again at the same place that you just stopped. And I need to enable that, and I have no idea how to do that because I've just never had to do that before. Is there an R bar manual here? No, of course not. Why would there be? Arbahar manual. Punk. Right into the camera. Good job. Well done. Okay, now let's download it and save it in the right place. All right, what we're looking for is recording modes, I believe. Onset control modes, is that it? Alpha, onset detection of an audio signal triggers recording. A trigger signal is generated at the pulse output. No. Gamma. With every generated grain. No, not that. No, that's not what I was looking for. I was just reading this the other day, too. Like, I was just on this. Audio analysis. So we're not using onset detection. We're specifically using a gate going into the recording knob button. You know, knob button. All right. So what is this called? No. I want to go here. Recording modes, layers, inputs, outputs, capture. Is there a capture mode? Okay. Capture button. Yada, 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 yada. Okay, capture button modes and a cumulative capture mode. I think that's it. I think that's what it was. Recording position will automatically... No. This mode allows for consecutive collage of different recordings within different locations of a layer. When enabled, pressing the capture button will pause the record head rather than reset it to the start of the layer. That's what I want. Yeah. Okay. So the recording position will automatically reset to the beginning of the layer if it passes beyond the 10 seconds, which is not a big deal. Okay. How do we enable it? To activate, press and hold the capture button and then press the shift button. Okay. So like... Ah, okay. Now, does it do that automatically? Or is it going to be set in that mode, or do I have to reset it in that mode? Oh, yeah, you can set it and stuff with the presets. Okay, good to know. Hey, Tracy. All right, well, let's see how it works with this guy, huh? Let's put this on a way slower LFO also. Nice, and the gate is off and the record head pauses. Metal. Sean, what's going on? Yeah, early stream. I was out to grab some lunch with a buddy, and then I went home, and then the modules were there, and I was like, yay! Happy time. Yeah, we're modulating the filter. Because we have to. It's a moral imperative. It's a federal law, really. Okay, so now the question becomes, what do you do with the extra layer stuff? Like, how do you deal with layers? We put it in Omega, which means it basically would just slop all the way through all of the layers like they were one long one. Possible. You know. By the way, the gain on the input module is at like less than half. So this thing's capable of some serious gain boosting. In fact, you can actually take a parallel audio out because it's not stereo. We can run that straight into the mixer. Just throw a bunch of effects on it and sound cool. Now recording has paused that I stopped playing. This is exactly what I was hoping to do. another one. How about B flat? Did you record anything? Did you just... Oh, there's a little. But not here. That's weird. Hey, make mistakes. This is the R bar, but it is with a live input from the Rhodes. Okay. So the input module has a gate out and an envelope, which is it's like this thing was like $85. Super cool. Massive amounts of gain. You have to roll your R's too. Arbar. Ach. Okay, so how do we address the layer? That is the other big question. The question that drives us, Neo. It's the question. Let's put it through a slow sloths. Sloths isn't nearly slow enough. Let's put it in the slow one then. There we go. Needs more reverb. Sloths is a Lorenz attractor modulator. Well, I can't recommend starting with a triple sloths because it, especially if you do anything with like ambient generative stuff, it's just fantastic. Okay, so a Lorenz attractor is basically a math equation that kind of simulates the movement of a particle within a gravitational field, sort of. I believe. This is me going by bad memory, okay? So, like, imagine a little particle that's, like, whizzing around like an axis. It's like, oh, gravity, and then every once in a while it falls below, goes down into the negative voltages and stuff, and then it's just like, whoa, and then it switches directions, and it does some really cool, funky things, and it swivels around, and it gets closer, and it gets faster, and then it's like, whee, and it flips off, you know what I mean? So imagine this is like positive voltage, and this is like negative voltages. Like, that's basically what it's doing. And each of the three, like, banks are different timing cycles. The slowest one, the middle one, inertia, takes something like 35 to 40 minutes. Very mid-range heavy, this. It's very like... Here's without any of the internal reverb. Honestly, that's probably the best thing to do with this, is just stick it through its own reverb. You get your... Oh, you son of a... Perfectly calm, dude. I'm perfectly calm. We get long cable. Very long cable. This cable too long. And also the input levels are up, because I can already see one of them peaking. Okay. Das outputs. Let's just go back into same channel. There we go. High. And then we go dun 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 dun. Cathedral. Yeah. So this is just basically just playing chords and stuff into the R bar. There's really not much to it. My thought was, though, when you start messing with the dub level, you could start replacing old recordings. And then you're basically kind of in Frippertronics territory, and I'm all for that. Also, I want to put the Timplegio through its paces today a little bit. I want to give it some kind of, like, really psychotic drum pattern thing, see what it can do. Well, and if you're into soldering, nonlinear circuits, a lot of their stuff is kits too. And it's like way cheaper. You buy them on Reverb, and it's just some dude that bought a kit and made it, and he's reselling it. All right, that's all fine and dandy, but let's try something different here. Let me take this envelope out, and we'll go directly into the frequency input of a filter. And we'll see if we can make this thing auto-funk. Ha ha ha, Matt. Nice. Yeah, I do get the occasional person that's like, I don't know why I'm here. And I'm like, that's okay. You son of a... Must find 2 long red cables. Cannot use any other color. They must be red. I know, man. You know, here's the thing. If you had a soldering, like a station, I'll bet you it would be easier to do. If you had just a place designated for it, with all of your stuff all set up. Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about, Matt. Yeah, they talked about that, and they found, I think they just found a sheet of LSD, like, inside the synth cabinet or something. All right, now let's see what this goes. I should be hearing it go fwah and like flapping, you know? Double check. No, this is not right. This is not right. This is not the audio out. This is stupid. You have the wrong thing going to the wrong thing, like a big stupid doo-doo head. This is the envelope out, and that should be there. Then now maybe it'll actually work. Oh yeah! Oh yeah, I heard it! More resonance. Yes! Okay, you ready? You ready for the funk? Here we go. A little bit excessive on the reverb. It's a little much. You know, I like the way you think, but it's a little much, especially when you're trying to lay down a little bit of a groove, you know? Well, that works pretty darn good. It takes a little tweaking, but that works pretty darn good. It would be interesting to see what this does to other filters. If it's like Coolsville Daddy-O, or is it like Squaresville? You know, I think a good place to throw it would be the. It was some combination of superstition and higher ground. That is all we can say. Okay, and then the envelope. Oh, son of a. This needs the long cable too. And we'll stick that into the FM input. Okay. And you're not. Oh yeah, there's overdubs on top of overdubs on top of overdubs. Yeah. Hey Jojo, yeah, it's got an envelope follower built in, so it puts out. You set the threshold, and it puts out a gate and an envelope every time you hit the threshold, play a note, and it's bringing my Rhodes up to, well, very high level. Oh, good morning. It's a little bit sharper of a cutoff. Who dat? Is that too much resonance? Yeah, it's starting to self-resonate. Self-oscillate. Ah, fun. Nifty. Doesn't quite work as good as the other filter maybe, but it just takes a little bit of tweaking, I think, to get a decent sound out of it. It works perfectly with the R bar. It does exactly what I was hoping it would do, so that's a happy thing. But the envelope is a little bit tweaky, you know? So there's no adjustment for like envelope time. So I guess if you wanted to do that, you would just bring the gate out into an ADSR, which would, be pretty dang easy to do. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's whatever they call that, auto wah. It's basically just a filter with an envelope follower. So, all right. The other experiment today was going to be trying to make something daft and take the time to run the Templegio through its paces. I haven't really done that. Like, I futzed around with it a little tiny bit when I first got it, and that was about it. I usually stick to like one purchase a month, but these guys were so cheap. The other one is this clock divider, and this is the dope for 160-2. I had a regular 160-1, which is just not as useful, but it'll still be useful in another case. Because honestly, part of me, like people are like, you can't have enough VCAs. I say you can't have enough clock dividers. I have a lot. If you count the Mito, there's one. And there's a Fractiosolum here. There's one here. And there's that guy there. And then we can clock divide with all kinds of things too. Okay, this guy, and then if we hit shift and we shut that off. Okay. So that should be peachy. All right. Who is going to generate the tones for this thing? How about we could do Mito? I mean, that was fairly successful yesterday. So we put that into the hit thing. Let me do a thing here. So you can vaguely see what I'm working on here, sort of, kind of. Here, let's go with zoomy, zoom, zoom. Zoomy, zoom, zoom. There we go. All right. I'll get my microphone out of the way, at least temporarily. So yeah, Templegio right here. Outputs. This actually has a sidechain input, much like the Kicane. Except unlike the Kicane, this puts out a suitable volume. Thanks, Matt. See you. Thanks for coming. Oh, yeah. We need a clock, too. That would be helpful, I suppose. Let's put it up to, somewhere useful. So there's a quarter note. All right, now to modulate this pattern. I'm going to use, let's set up a chain here, chain. So I'm thinking like quarter note low, eighth note random, quarter note low, eighth note ramp down, eighth note up and down, quarter note low, note random, eighth note random, quarter note low, eighth note. Now that's a quick one. That's only a 2-measure pattern. Stream boo! Gotta go into my Twitch and ban that dude. Okay, that's like psychotic and weird. Now, if we go into attenuation a little bit. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think my in-stream ridicule really has much of an effect. See, this is weird. It's just weird sounding. Pitch. That is weird. Let's reset the clock. Okay, let's try. I'm gonna try a try an interesting little bass line pattern, just like like super basic, you know. Let me grab a gate pattern. We'll just keep this like ultra easy. And then I'm going to bring that into the ducking input here. yeah, I do a little bit. This and then just take the CV and put it into the decay, so we get some kind of like cool automated decay time changes. It's a bit much. Okay, so the bass went direct. Okay, new mode. Oh man, that's a bummer. Yeah, my modular grid should be up to date. I just have the Doper A119 external input module that I was messing with earlier. And now it's all about the Timplegio, so. weird how the pitch changes when you add to the decay time. Like the whole thing just gets sharp. Hey, upside down. This is just silly because I haven't changed out the firmware on this yet. It's still the Ruin Versio. So let's ruin it. Well, it is just an experiment. This is not really supposed to be anything particularly musical and jam-like, you know. Yeah, that's all fine and dandy. It's cool. It does seem to, you know, have a particular sound. That is for sure. But I am curious about another thing. Oh, it'll reach, but just barely. Here, actually, we can go. There we go. Um. Oh, yeah, this would help if we turn the input level up. Okay, well, let's take the output of the Mito, and then we'll dupe it, and we'll turn this into envelope for 100 grit filter. Basically, you can just use this as his full synth voice, but it is very, it's very noise engineering. Yeah, nothing major today. I replaced my A160 clock divider with the A160-2, and then I have this external input, which is actually a really, really nice little thing. So the Rhodes is going into that, and I was doing some stuff with, like, envelope followers, because it puts out a gate in an envelope, and every time it hears a signal. It's super cool. And it was like $85 or something. Yeah, it's intentional. The 100 grit is like massive distortion. Here's more. That's nutty. Honestly, I thought there'd be more. It'd be funny just to do this as like a 4 on the floor groove. it's funny. It's not like it doesn't have a lot of percussive hit on this. It's more like it kind of fades in and out. It's like it's a little weird. I'm like, oh, there's some. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Like, can I manage like a really nasty kick drum? Sounds like you're being electrocuted by your rack. Yeah, it's always a happy sound. Yeah. Interesting. I'm glad I didn't take the plunge and get two of them. Let's put it that way, because that was my original thing. It was like, I had the Kikane here. It always pisses me off. So I yanked it. I should probably sell it too, honestly. I don't really like it. It's just... Anyways, not the point. I was going to get two Timp Legios. I'm like, oh, they're 6 HP each. Perfect. Kind of glad I didn't. Very, I don't want to say limited, but like certainly not nearly as flexible as some of the larger modules in this kind of lineup and stuff. The Alias or the, even like Basimilis, that kind of thing. But it is also firmware swappable, just like all of their other stuff. So I think maybe it would be time to kind of explore a little bit more. So anyways, I'm out of here for today. It was going to be a short one anyways because we did some experimenting and stuff. So I will catch you all on the flip side. Kind of want to do another stream at some point, maybe Wednesday. We'll see how it works. Yeah. May have a special guest. See. Anyways, take it easy, y'all. Yeah, except the SSF ones are like, I don't have the room. Like, it's got to fit perfectly in my space profiles here, which is like pretty landlocked right now. It sort of sucks.